Indian Inc. failed general elevated to Field Marshal. It happens only in Pakistan. How can a failed jihadi general be promoted to the exalted rank of Field Marshal? The answer is simple: it happens only in Pakistan. In a land where irony dons a general's uniform and parades as policy, Pakistan's cabinet, led by the ever-pliable Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, bestowed upon Army Chief General Asim Munir the rank of Field Marshal. Only the second time in the nation's history, we are told, has such an honor been conferred, first to Muhammad Ayub Khan in 1959, and now to Munir, a man whose military credentials are as tarnished as a rusted bayonet. The announcement, dripping with the sanctimonious pomp of a regime desperate to prop up its faltering legitimacy, has sparked a firestorm of satire and scorn on social media. Dozens of Pakistanis have dubbed Munir the failed marshal. And the phrase has caught on, not only across the border in Bharat, but all over the world. Oh, how the mighty fall! And then, apparently, promote themselves. The whole episode might seem laughable. And it should. Because every tin pot general in Pakistan is also a somewhat of a clown. Either himself a bit of a joker, like Pervez Musharraf, or the butt of innumerable jokes, as with Zia-ul Haq. But these jokers are, at another level, treacherous, diabolical, and deadly. So one wonders whom the joke is on. In this case, the victim is clearly the people of Pakistan. Behind the FAA of this farce is oft missed but seriously massive benefit. The person who could easily be charged for crimes against humanity now, by virtue of this highest military honor, has made himself exempt from all punishments and penalties as long as he is alive. The government's rationale for this elevation is as impudent as it is absurd. General Munir, we are told, earned his stars for his role in the grandly named Operation Bunyan-ul Marsis, or Solid Wall of Lead, Pakistan's name for what Bharat termed Operation Sindoor. This, from the Pakistani side, was nothing but a military misadventure. Pakistan's armed forces crumbled before India's precision strikes. In a mere 10 days, the narrative of valor was spun into a field marshal's baton. Despite the Pakistani military's spectacular drubbing. Indian forces, with surgical efficiency, neutralized Pakistani drones and unmanned aerial vehicles, while reports, gleefully amplified on X, indicate that Pakistani air bases were reduced to smoldering rubble. Yet, in Islamabad's parallel universe, where defeat is merely a prelude to decoration, Munir's promotion is hailed as a triumph of leadership. As one X-user quipped, lost the battle, won the badge only in Pakistan. The absurdity deepens when one considers Munir's inflammatory rhetoric, laced with jihadi venom, is widely seen as the spark that ignited the horrific Pahalgam terror attack. 26 civilians, innocent tourists, singled out for being Hindu males, were gunned down by the so-called Resistance Front, a shadowy offshoot of the banned Lashkar-e-Taiba, for refusing to pledge allegiance to Islam. This bloodbath, unmistakably linked to Pakistan, provoked India's Operation Sindoor, which obliterated 9, some say 11 terrorist camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Precision missile strikes reduced these dens of jihad to dust, a stinging rebuke to Munir's belligerent posturing. Yet, in a move that could only be scripted in a Kafkaesque nightmare, Pakistan's response was to crown its defeated general as Field Marshal. As another ex-user sardonically noted, promoting a general after a military fiasco is like giving a chef a Michelin star for burning the kitchen. The social media roasting of Munir's elevation is not merely a digital tantrum. Rather, it reflects a profound disconnect between Pakistan's ruling elite and its people. Failed Marshal trends not because of idle trolling but because it captures a truth too glaring to ignore. Munir's promotion is a self-congratulatory act built on falsehoods, a desperate attempt to varnish a tainted military image. This brings us to the broader malaise: the sanctification of jihad within Pakistan's military ethos. Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif, the army's spokesperson, recently declared with unabashed pride that jihad and Islam are not only beliefs but also part of our training. The army's motto, he crowed, and the very naming of Operation Bunyan-ul Marsis, with its Quranic allusions, reflect this fusion of faith and fanaticism. Such statements, coupled with scrutiny over General Sharif's alleged family ties to extremist networks, only deepen the suspicion that Pakistan's military is less a national institution and more a crucible for Islamist zealotry. India's warning of retaliation for border violations underscores the stakes. A military steeped in jihadist rhetoric is not just a domestic liability but a regional menace. What, then, does this portend for Pakistan? A field marshal crowned amid defeat, a military steeped in jihadist fervor, and a citizenry reduced to venting their frustrations online. These are not the ingredients of a stable future. The failed marshal moniker is more than a social media jibe. It is a verdict on a system on the verge of dangerous derangement. It would be a mistake, however, to dismiss this elevation of the failed marshal merely as a tragicomic chapter in Pakistan's ongoing saga of self-delusion. Swipe left for next video. The promotion of General Munir is not just a mockery of truth or even a symptom of a state enthralled to its own myths. It is nothing short of endorsing the doctrine of jihad. India should never forget this. Though the demonic contains the seeds of its own destruction, why not help a bit to hasten the inevitable? The writer is an author, columnist, and former director, Indian Institute of Advanced Study. Views expressed in the above piece are personal and solely those of the author. They do not necessarily reflect NEWS18's views. Latest blogs